If you experience slow hair growth and want thick, healthy hair growth, you need to make this hair grease. If your hair falls, sheds, breaks during wash day, if you experience itchiness of the scalp and dandruff, make this DIY hair grease with a side of scalp relief. This will grow your hair like you added fertilizer to it. It is a DIY strengthening grease. It thickens the hair and strengthens the hair follicles. It gets rid of dandruff, stimulates the scalp for fast hair growth. If you have never tried any DIY on this channel, I suggest you give this a shot. If you watched to the end of this video, you will definitely understand why I said this. One of the ingredients will blow your mind. Do not sleep on this particular grease, which means that you should not joke with this. If you have itchy scalp, do not forget to apply this on your scalp. It gives an instant relief and even stops the itchiness. This DIY can be used as a moisturizer and a sealant. I'm sure you will love this product as much as I do. Welcome to the channel. My name is Dima. Please give this video a thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe to the channel and share with your family and friends. Also, please ensure you watch this video to the end, as all the instructions are stated towards the end of the video, so that you don't ask me questions that are already answered in the video. So the person you're seeing on your screen now is not me, and she is not related to me in any way by blood, but she has been using my DIY for about 6 months now, and she is 8 months natural already. This is an amazing growth if you ask me. So if you have given up on your hair, I announce to you today that there is still hope and there is no need to give up. You got this. So some of you usually want to cut your hair whenever you notice or see somebody's hair that is thriving. All you need to do is just to work on your hair. Use products that work, and you will definitely see results. There is no need to give up. That you try a product and it never worked for you does not mean that you should give up. Keep on trying. So if you try one product and it never worked for you, try another until you get the one that works best for your hair type. To begin, the first thing that I usually do is to sanitize my hair using this hand sanitizer so that my hands can be clean for the DIY. I don't always show you this part. I usually cut it off, but today I thought it wise to show you because most of you may not know. So grab a clean bowl. Make sure all apparatus to be used are well sterilized. And our first ingredient is cloves buds. Cloves have been used as an important part of Ayurveda and traditional medicine to cure various problems. Benefits of cloves can also be obtained from its leaves, stem, oil, as well as its dried buds, just as you can see. Cloves contain high levels of antioxidants and nutrients that can add to the growth and strength of your hair. They can be used for protecting the scalp from dandruff, which is actually a major cause of weak and thin hair. Cloves contain anti-inflammatory agents which further help in hair thickening. It helps to reduce hair fall as well. For the proportion, I measured out 2 tablespoons of the cloves buds and then I blended it into this smooth powder. Moving on, our next ingredient is going to be olive oil. I love to use olive oil in most of my DIYs because it's super moisturizing, and a lot of you have good things to say about it compared to coconut oil. It is not drying, it is super moisturizing. So for the proportion, I'm just going to be making use of 1 tablespoon of the olive oil. Don't mind that I'm using a tablespoon, but I actually measured out half a tablespoon. Moving on to the next ingredient, I have castor oil. This is the cold pressed version of castor oil and is usually sold in the pharmacies. So moving on to our next ingredient, I have raw shea butter, African raw shea butter, and I'll be using that in a huge tablespoon. You can see the proportion that I got from the pack. Moving on to the next one, this is the start of the process, which is virgin hair fertilizer. A lot of you know those products. I've been using this product for a long time. So look at the tube. It comes in different types. This is the tube, this is the cup, whichever you like, whichever you prefer. If you don't like the tube, you can buy the cup. So this time around I bought the cup because my tube is almost finished. So for the proportion, I'm just going to be making use of another tablespoon of the virgin hair fertilizer, which I'm going to be transferring into the bowl. Please do not touch the dial button, keep on watching, do not click out. So that's the proportion that I'm going to be using. I added more. Heat it 1.5 tablespoon of the virgin hair fertilizer. Just pour some water in your pot, bring it to a boil, and then place all you have in your bowl in the pot. The reason is just to infuse the cloves and also to melt the butters and the grease so that everything can be homogeneous, if you understand what I mean. This setup is called DIY double boiler method. So this is safe, so it's not going to mess with the product in the bowl. It's just going to dissolve it, and as well as infuse the cloves that is in the oil. So I'll keep on stirring until it's melted, just like what you're seeing. Once I'm sure it's melted, I'll allow it for extra 5 minutes just so the cloves can infuse in the products that we have in the bowl. So after that, I'm going to take it down using my glove just to protect my hand. Then bring it down and make sure to strain while it's still hot or warm, depending on what you can handle. So I'm going to be using cheesecloth so that I can trap all the particles that is in this our oil. So I'll go ahead and strain this, pour everything in the cheesecloth, and then squeeze out all the oils. Make sure I squeeze out all the oils and all the nutrients in the cloves. Once I'm done squeezing out all the oils that is in my cheesecloth or in the cloth that we used, I'll go ahead and pour this in a container and then allow to solidify. This is the container that I'm going to be using. Then I pour everything in the container. Make sure you pour this warm. Do not allow it to cool. If not, it's going to solidify in the bowl. So I poured everything in that container, and next thing is to place it in my freezer. I love to use my freezer because it's faster. Within 2 to 5 minutes is already solidified, but if you put it in the fridge, it's going to take a while. So this is after putting it in the freezer for 2 to 5 minutes. So this is what I have the next day. I actually made use of it the next day. I brought it out from the freezer and placed it in my room temperature. That is why it's having this consistency. So I placed it on a cabinet at room temperature. So that's what I have. So I'll go ahead and then apply it and show you guys. So this is our model, and her hair, as I mentioned earlier, she is 8 months natural. Okay, so I'm going to be applying